This is an oral record of complaints that I just recently put in. People around here are making my life a living hell. So, first complaint. It had originally started with the above unit number 139 had issues. He reported them, but nothing was done. My kitchen started having unknown water coming from the walls. Upstairs bathroom number 139 had totally severed water pipe uh, for a sink. All his sink water had been going behind my walls. Maintenance cut out the drywall that was soaking wet, but I could see black mold within the walls and supporting beams near the back of the tub. Explains the black tub caulking. In bathroom in my unit, the caulking around the tub will not go back to white. It appears to be black mold seeping in from the water damage caused by the upstairs unit not getting attended to in a timely manner. Sneezing issues when going near the area before fix and after. Constant bleaching of the tub caulk, but it stays black and it's growing. Next complaint. Maintenance Webb lied to get me evicted. She is still allowed to come into my apartment at any time. She gave me a false first name when I requested her name. She stalled out on giving me her name. Her face said that she was totally shocked that I said I was going to make a complaint on her. She sat on the arm of my couch while she was writing a complaint on me. The arm isn't where you're supposed to sit, it's the weak point. Constantly yelling at me before entering unit. One statement to the pest guy in a much lower voice. Then back to screaming mode when conversing with me. I told her I was going to make a complaint before she came in. Definitely appears that I'm being targeted. To lie and use power of position, her job, on me for an eviction. Wow. And I believe she told Aura to call police if she felt uncomfortable when Aura thought we were staring at her. For the record, hawks were mating in the air. Bird porn. Free bird porn. And that statement of, I'm uncomfortable with that, what she told police, that's not something Aura would say. That sounds like what Webb told Aura. Well, call police if you're uncomfortable with that. And Miss Webb knows that somebody looking at you, doesn't merit a police call. I have open mental health records that show making me a victim is easy. Everybody does it. Next complaint. Tenant that is closely located to me must see him because of that. Asked me for sex in exchange for dinner. Number 140. This statement came out of the blue, and I am highly offended in that no signals were ever given by me for him to think that he could do that. He never flirted with me because I would have been warned a little that his behavior may escalate. Same guy, knew very personal information. He knew my phone messages. He said I was going to get arrested. Calls on the phone. We're looking for defaulted loan people, Jamie Gilbert, Paul Fortune. They gave my phone number on their defaulted loans. Collection agencies and lawyers wouldn't believe me when I told them I'm not those people. Possible phone hacked by this guy. How does he know my messages for others on my phone? Susan in 141 said the exact same thing. You're going to get arrested in the same time frame. Weird, unsettling. Next complaint. Cussed out by a guest that says she's now a tenant. Only it's not just her. Supposedly she's married, and there's a man with a pit bull puppy that's been seen with her on a regular basis. Appears he's staying there too. 131, Chris is her name. Next complaint. I requested a notice be put on the mailboxes since the postal person can't seem to continually have success at delivering mail to the proper places. I'm missing mail and packages. I went to the post office to complain. Nothing's been done on their end. These tenants have never handed over any misboxed mail to me. I get others all the time. So odds are that my mail has been got by others with them keeping it. Missing personal information like benefits update notices. Just recently, Susan yells out to Chris, whom I was talking to, "Tell Lisa I didn't get the check." Susan said that 3 times. So Chris goes running over to her, and I hear Chris say, "Well, she don't know about the check." Suspicion galore. Eviction notice was given to the carrier that doesn't do the route. Given to Garden's postal carrier. I used to do postal, so this is very far from proper procedure with certified mail. Something's up in a bad way with mail. Next complaint. I've had such problems with my phone and internet here. They aren't connected, but someone keeps trying to combine the two. I have received other people's texts, mail, coupons for dogs. 3 neighbors were getting phones at the same time I was trying to get my phone replaced. Company, my company, told me I already had my replacement phone. Frank has 2 phones already. He gets one from the same company as me, a free government phone, certifies it, and then gives it away. He tells me this. It's illegal. Suspicious activity there. I suspect he, Susan, JJ, Chris, Amanda, Boo, Miss Emily's son, the girlfriend of the son, are all accessing my benefits or are trying to. When the prostitution ring was occurring in the parking lot, I was receiving texts on my internet that appeared to be the hookups for the sex people. Loiterers on a regular basis stand by my apartment trying to access internet. The big hangout spot used to be behind the laundry facility, to which was vandalized and now locked up more than it's unlocked. I suggested keys to tenants, but that would actually help the situation for tenants. I don't see that as a goal. Next complaint. Susan, 141, knew my personal messages. She said that I was going to get arrested. Same time frame as 140 saying the same thing to me. These messages of arrest are for defaulted loans for other people, Jamie Gilbert and Paul Fortune, that I was getting. No way they'd know unless somehow they have access to my phone. This lady has strategically gotten personal information from me, agitating me on purpose several times, with me responding, putting her in check, requesting that she stop trying to stir up trouble with gossip. Now I've had to demand it because being polite didn't work. She still continues. The last time I told her not to speak to me, and she wasn't welcome here. But I've said that before. The dog coupons I get, I think, are connected to her, hacking my phone and or internet. She has a dog, I don't. She told me she thought I had a demon in me. I was forced to play my aces that I had held back from telling her. I seriously considered being a nun. When I was 12 years old, I went and talked to one. But the nun refused to talk about Jesus or God. I wasn't a Catholic. I was going to convert. But the nun actually laughed when I asked about them. I know right and wrong. No demons here, ever. That statement she made is a self-projection. She told me she wanted to wear my skin. Next complaint. 3 times I've been asked by 134 to make her TV operable. 3 times I've told her I don't know how to operate your TV. 3 times I've been asked to put back together the range burner after it's been taken out by the tenant. 3 times I told her don't do that. It's electrical. Call maintenance. Next complaint. 102 stole 2 of my plants off the porch while they were drying from being watered. I know as a fact due to once they were dead, they showed up on Miss Emily's porch. I said to her, "Those are my stolen plants. Where'd you get them?" She pointed to 102. One plant was my Christmas present. Damn it. Next complaint. Parking lot sleepers posing as guests of 134. When I confronted them, instead of them leaving, I'd stepped away from the car because they were cussing me out. They pulled up on me at the highest rate of speed they could in the car going 25, 30 feet. Amanda was still cussing, rolling down the window and reaching for something. I got the impression it was a gun. Boo was driving. Cops have shown up at my door, pointing to Amanda's car, telling me to step out of my apartment, confusing me with her. Amanda told me she had chief of police in her family she was going to call. Several tenants have told me that Amanda and Boo live here in Sandalwood. But when trying to get information from the management, Ivy told me I don't have that right to know. Next complaint. Guest of Miss Emily, 134, Amanda. Out of line, disrupting my peace, yelling at me, telling me to go to my apartment, not look at her. She had just exited her car with the music maxed out, leaving her door open and going into the inside of Unit 134. Totally rude. All times I've seen Amanda smoking, she always drops the cigarette butt on the ground. Numerous butts around my unit, closest to my unit. Next complaint. Guest of 134, I believe, knocked on my door and then goes to 134, knocks there as well. I was looking out my window when she knocked on my door. Verbal confrontation ensued. She called me a whore and that I deserved to be treated like that. A few minutes later, cops are in the parking lot talking with her. Then they started headed toward my apartment. She said she was going to ask me a question. That's why she knocked. I told cops a pattern of attacks on me from multiple tenants and their guest was occurring. He was at the previous police call here, that the one Aura made when she said she was uncomfortable because I was staring at her. I asked cops to go ask the girl, whom I believed was the very same person that lived in my unit previous to me, what the big question was she was going to ask. They never came back to talk to me, and they left. Next complaint. Stranger knocks on my door. I do not ask or answer it. A few minutes later, I go out to my car. She's still in her car in the lot, and when I get to my car, she pulls her car next to me and started talking to me, even stating I must not like black people. I never said a word. Miss Emily's guest. Pattern of abuse showing. Next complaint. Frank in 139 told me Miss Emily's son, who stays at Miss Emily's on a regular basis, had a handful of credit cards and he was wanting to sell some. Frank didn't go to police or to management. My credit cards have been copied and used. Security threats very high with a guest that wants to sell credit cards. I don't know for sure that he is a guest. I know he stays at Miss Emily's a lot. He's the one that allowed his girlfriend to stay there too. The one I heard through the wall belittling the tenant. I made a complaint on her. The female was real nasty to Miss Emily. Next complaint. Aura threatened me after she went off on me, accusing me of spreading gossip about her to others, telling me she knew as a fact I took pills and sold pills. At that point, I called her a crack addict. She then threatened me, saying she was going to make sure I paid for that. She lived here before me, and she's going to live here after me. At that time, she still hadn't paid for her emergency ride that I'd given to her some time before to the hospital. So I went over to where she was sitting, demanded payment, $5. She said I'd never get that money, and she'd forever be in my debt. A couple weeks later, she paid $5. She's tried yelling at me, calling my name like she wants to talk to me. I responded not. Or yells at me when I go outside to look at air phenomena, aircraft, and the like. She yells, I hope you find what you're looking for. More than a dozen times now.